in America.
Made out with a hot dog. Oh my God, that was one time.
Welcome to the only show where the jokes write themselves because the country, I'm just trying on my trucking hat, refuses to.
These emails prove absolutely nothing other than the fact that President Trump did nothing wrong.
Maybe we'll try blue. Been a big week. Trump accidentally walked into another scandal. You like blue? Congress reopened like a badly reviewed theme park, and Marjorie Taylor Greene had what experts are calling a fleeting, medically unexplainable moment of clarity. Doctors are studying theologians are calling it a miracle, and Republicans are calling it woke witchcraft.
Tell them about you. You set a very bad tone.
Right, hats off. Let's start with Trump and the Epstein spiral. Dear, I don't really know what's going on, because he insists, this is what he said this week, he's actually said more words about Epstein than he said about climate change, healthcare, or the Constitution combined. At this rate, at this point, he talks about Epstein like he's trying to clear his name in a true crime reenactment. Filmed at 3 a.m. on the History Channel, or on Truth Social. Something's going on. He keeps saying he didn't know him well.
Why they would be so interested. He's dead for a long time. He was never a big factor in terms of life. I don't understand what the interest or what the fascination.
Seriously, that guy took more photos with him than a teenage girl and her first ring light trying to do a TikTok or social media post or something.
Who's calling that shit?
Trump defended himself. It's got the energy of a guy holding a blood-soaked knife saying, no, this isn't murder, this is a cooking injury. And unfortunately, the victim fell onto it. It's just not working. Congress reopened, by the way, like a bad shopping mall. Yeah, reopened this week, really did.
Food bank instead of going to Mar-a-Lago
Does it
to
take 60
eat
votes?
at a gold-plated dinner while people are starving. You might see and hear your constituents, sir. You are blind to the suffering of your people.
Which is actually great, because it's been closed more often than the McDonald's ice cream machine. You know the situation. You get excited. There's no vanilla coming out today. They proudly announced we're back at work. Good. Because you've been so productive. Congress reopening now is like, remember, old school blockbuster reopening. Adorable, nostalgic, and completely useless.
Watch me now!
In places, especially those 8 Democrats, need a spine. These people took 40 days to agree on a temporary deal. That's not governing. That's not governing. That's a group project where everyone showed up hungover and one guy printed the wrong file. We will, cliche alert, watch this space. Marjorie Taylor Greene, seeing the light. Yeah, it's like the shock of the century. MTG had a moment of reason. Unbelievable. A spark of intelligence. A new and firing so unexpectedly, it probably scared the others.
And somebody that I just think is fantastic. This one, I never, ever want to have her as my enemy. Marjorie Taylor Greene. Where is she? She is so unbelievable.
She suddenly, this is unbelievable, she suddenly admitted a fact. One single lonely fact. And scientists say they haven't witnessed something evolve this dramatically, this miraculously, since the first prehistoric fish walked onto land. Took one look at Congress and crawled back. Although Nancy Mace's there waiting to jump into Marjorie Taylor's shadow.
On this issue or that. And then, of course, everybody knows in Washington, Miles, you know, the fastest way to get in front of a television camera if you're a Republican is to come out and crap on Donald Trump. And so that is what she is doing.
But you know, Scott,
that is what she is doing because
I trace it back further than that, Scott.
Over these issues, and that's what happened.
Scott, I trace it further back than that. I trace it back to 10 years ago when you said Donald Trump was an authoritarian. And you know what, Scott, I've got to hand it to you. That was a remarkable forecast because 10 years later, I think you called it. Here's Donald Trump today, the man with the heart and soul of a fascist, showing us he now has the bona fides by tonight ordering investigations into American citizens. That's why members of his party,
Why are you so upset he's running the executive branch?
For the same reasons you predicted he shouldn't. For the same reasons, Scott, you said he violated his oath and he should never be back in that office. That's why I'm upset for the man being in the Oval Office.
I happily voted for him 3 times.
I know that.
The alternative was terrible.
And a lot of your friends were shocked.
Yeah, well, a lot of my friends would have been shocked at you trying to subvert the elected president of the United States, which you did.
Well, I proudly did. I proudly
Some
said
mid-level
to the
staffer
country
substituting his judgment for the elected president of the United States.
Well, Scott, I would have loved to have seen you stand up to it.
Good luck.
Back to MTG.
Anyway, here we are. Congress opening and closing like a broken garage door.
Bam.org. Live now to remarks from President Trump.
With the president of Harvard, who you know, who that is, Summers, Larry Summers, whatever his name is, and all of the other people that he spent time with. Jeffrey Epstein and I had a very bad relationship for many years. But he also saw strength because I was president. So he dictated a couple of memos to himself. Give me a break. You're going to find out what did he know with respect to Bill Clinton, with respect to the head of Harvard, with respect to all of those people that he knew, including J.P. Morgan Chase.
Sir,
Yeah, Jennifer, go ahead. Go ahead.
Incriminating in the file, sir. Why not act? Why acting as a
Trump trying to divorce himself from Epstein harder than he divorced his actual wives. And Marjorie Taylor Greene, I'll try to do, waking up like she just downloaded a trial version of Logic. If you ever feel unproductive, remember America is run by people who treat democracy like it's a group chat they can mute. Doesn't really work. Anyway, I think I have to go. And my son is saying something else, so I'm going to have to go. Anyway, it's been good yawn in America. Your daily reminder that the circus isn't coming to town. It runs the town. Like, subscribe, and prepare for, well, just more daily chaos. At least another 3.5 years to go. Because if this week taught us anything, America does not do quiet weeks.
If we denuclearize.
Mr. President, could you tell us why you needed to get an MRI? I understand that the results were good, but what was it for?
Because it's part of my physical. Getting an MRI is very standard. Well, you think I shouldn't have it? Other people get it.
Typically, an MRI
I had an
is a
MRI.
specific part of your body.
Here's what the story is. I had an MRI. The doctor said it was the best result he has ever seen as a doctor. That's it. But I had an MRI as part of my standard yearly, or I think they do it every 2 years, but I have the physical every year. And the result was outstanding.
Was it your brain?
Did you
or
know?
heart?
I have no idea what they analyzed, but whatever they analyzed it well, and they said that I had as good a result as they've ever seen. Now, the other thing I took, as you know, a very advanced test on mental acuity, because I think a president should have to do that. And as you probably heard, I aced it. I got a perfect score. I got the highest score. I got a perfect score. And the only reason I tell you that is it's one subject, unlike Biden and others, that you can take off your plane.
The question on nuclear testing, just being very specific.
Do you want regime change in Venezuela, sir?
What did Jeffrey